The sun is high, we're feeling good. In Miami where the spirit's understood. With Bobby Finn's talk leading the crew. We're gonna show you what these Dolphins do. Fins up high, the crowd's roaring loud. In the city with the blue and aqua proud. Finn Stanza's here with the play-by-play. We're getting ready, it's game day. Are you ready for some football? Miami Dolphins standing tall. Are you ready for some football? Showtime at the Hard Rock, y'all. From the tailgate to the field of green with the best fans you ever seen. Bobby's got the scoop, hot off the press. In Miami, we roar to impress. Play up stats and pregame chat.
Oh, happy game day, Dolphin fans. Welcome to the Fins Talk pregame show. Bobby Fins Talk, joined always on these fine Sunday mornings with Fin Sammy of Fins TV and Fin Stanza of FTSN. Good day, fellas. Happy game day. Sammy, how are you, my man?
Doing good. Will you believe me if I tell you I was in the wrong lobby? I was in the posting lobby. And I'm like, you're live? What am I? Oh, I'm in the post game.
Well, I figured when I was like, when I didn't meet Evan, we're like, where? And I was like, he doesn't do that. I assumed, I was like, do I have to send him the link? I guess maybe you went into, were you in post game?
No.
We're already in post game.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how long I've been there, but I've been there for a while.
There you go.
Good morning, Evan.
Well, the good thing is you figured it out. Evan, yes. Good day, sir. You were on the road. What do you got going on over there?
Oh, same old. It's actually flag football playoffs, so I'm here just dropping off my son Zach, and then I'll be doing what I typically do on a beautiful fall day in Montreal.
There you go. Well, it's shout out to everybody who is just joining in. Good morning. It is game day. The 1-5 Miami Dolphins taking on the 1-5 Cleveland Browns. We are in for a barn burner, a slobber knocker. You know, a WrestleMania main event type of, well, it's really like probably a pre-show show, you know, but still, we are in it and we are excited for another Miami Dolphins game day. And what, man, you know, you would think maybe it's just, you know, it's just from one week to another, no storylines, no nothing. We just get into the game, but we can never do that in Dolphins land, especially when the team's 1-5. There are so many storylines that we got to get into, and we will. But of course, you guys, again, watching the Fins Talk pregame show, you can follow us on X at Fins Talk Network. Of course, you can follow Fin Sammy with Fins TV at Fins TV on X. And you can follow, let me throw that in. There you go. We got Fin Sammy. You got Fin Stanza and at Bobby Fins Talk on X. You can follow us there. But first things first, let's get into it. Well, no, before we get into, we'll go into Tua. So Tua's press conference there was a lot made out of that, you know, finger pointing, whatever. The league criticized. A lot of former players come out against what Tua was saying. You can kind of read the room that a lot of players weren't happy on the team of what he was saying. Obviously, this team looks more and more that it's fractured at the core, not just on the field, but off the field. But Sammy, I'll start with you, my brother. You know, you hear Tua come out. He publicly apologizes, says, hey, you know, I said the wrong thing. He wanted to publicly apologize to the team. A lot of people were talking about possibly, hey, is the apology accepted? Do you think that everything's under the rug now? Or, as Dahl brought up yesterday on Fins Talk today, and she's not the only person who said it, could we see maybe Aaron Brewer or somebody go, oops, and kaboom, and kind of like a little, do you think the apology was enough from Tua to his teammates to kind of sweep this notion under the rug?
First, I want to start by saying, like what I said, Tua just can't lie. I wish he could. Evan, I told you from the beginning, I wish he could lie, but the guy cannot, you know.
He did lie. He did lie because the man can't even get player meetings and film sessions straight. He doesn't know the difference between the two. That is lying. That is lying. He's not telling the truth. The truth is, it's film meetings between the wide receivers and the O-line. That is optional. It's not promised anymore. They all look at stuff on their tablets. He's just trying to save face and blame everyone else for his poor play.
No.
Stop defending Tua. You're Tua-near. You're such a Tua-near.
I'm not too a near. I'm too a believer.
It's okay. I'm just doing it on purpose.
And Bobby knows that's a very fine line right now because it's hard sometimes. But I digress. For me, I didn't think the apology was needed as an apology per se. If you should apologize to someone, it should be to his teammates because some things, of course, we know, even with coworkers, with family, some things need to be kept inside. Not everything to be public. So the apology also should have been to his teammates in private. He should have come out and said, "I made a mistake." It's not an apology per se, but I made a mistake. It's on me. I'm the captain of the team. I'm the leader of the team. I'm the quarterback of this franchise. The highest paid player of this franchise. The responsibility is up on me. And, we discussed about it, explained what he needed, but not apology was needed because apologies are not. There's going to be two things with apologies. Who really likes you, who really cares about you, doesn't need one. And who doesn't like you is never going to believe you. So public apologies never make any sense for me. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think apology was needed. But, I think he made a mistake that from the beginning that should have been kept inside. He could have come out and said, it's on me. I'm the captain of the team, like I said, and it is what it is. But as an apology accepted, I didn't need one as a fan. Hopefully, as his teammates, that he would have won one by one, whoever he throw under the bus and said, "Listen, I made a mistake. It's not gonna happen again, and it's an internal matter, and the team should resolve it." But yeah, it is what it is. I don't think anything else should come out of it. It's time to move forward from that.
I assume, which I think they mentioned, that there was private apologies, which there should have been, just because you leave it up to interpretation when you go out there and say there are some guys that are not coming to meetings or late to meetings. And, you're not talking about backups. You know what I'm saying? Obviously everybody's going to start looking at the starters and go, okay, who are those guys? And obviously you could tell the guys that were rubbed the wrong way. Patrick Paul, I think, was one of those guys who's in his second year, and he's been playing his best football. It's his second year. I mean, we could criticize a lot of the guys we have on our team, but you can't criticize Patrick Paul. He's done very well in his second season. Aaron Brewer is another guy you could tell that rubbed the wrong way. But I think maybe it was the coaching staff or the coach who said, hey, man, you need to go out there and because if you're going to bash him publicly, you need to publicly apologize. I don't know. It's something to – the whole off the field thing now with the press conferences. It's been a lot of, if he's not throwing picks in games, he's turning over the ball in press conferences. But Evan, what do you think, man? Do you think that the public apology was enough?
No, I think that overall Tua, there's nothing Tua can do right now to appease the fan base, appease his teammates. He's persona non grata on this team. Unless he somehow puts the team on his back and all of a sudden they win 9 games this season, right now for me, he's done as a Dolphins quarterback. He's just basically a placeholder for 2026 or 2027. He, from the show me the money, I was a tune-on guy. From the show me the money to sitting on your couch eating chips to the comments he keeps on making. He's basically gone to the Mike McDaniel school of talking, where he continues to say moronic things, and they talked about a different culture. Yeah, the culture got worse because now that Tyreek is out and was acting sort of like a leader, the fact that you don't have Teron Armstead, you don't have Calais Campbell, who can keep Tua in check a little bit more. There's no one who has the ability with some prowess or some. Jordan Brooks is a player. Zach Steeler is a player, but they're not Teron Armstead, not Calais Campbell. They're not all pro players who can go tell him out. Tyreek Hill was in a bit of a weird situation because of his personal issues and things like that. But the other upstanding leaders on the team, like he would never have pulled this crap off. I'm telling you, Tua never would have said what he said last week if Teron Armstead, Calais Campbell, or Jalen Ramsey was on this team. The guy is really becoming beyond comprehension. Like to watch him at the podium is queasy. I'm waiting for the next moronic thing for him to say, so he can stay popular in the media. And if he was a $20 million quarterback or on the 5th-year option, whatever. But the fact that he's the leader of your team and he continues to throw interceptions. So like you said, he's fumbling the ball on the field. He's throwing interceptions on the field. And he's basically giving the media, the media is eating this up. It doesn't matter how much he apologizes. He put it out there. And it doesn't matter what he does. He's really, at this point, no one can defend him anymore. There's nothing he can do or say to this fan base. he's been put. People, even the 2 years, have to admit he is in the McDaniel, Ross, Greer uh, uh, area of negativity. The fact that people want him out, like it's really like he's really hurt his own career. Had he just kept his mouth shut and the podium and said, "It's on me every game. It's on me. I need to be better. I'm not performing at the high level of my quarterback." I'd have respect for that. But every time he always has to basically throw somebody else under the bus in order to save face. And honestly, I long for the years of Ryan Tannehill because at least we knew what we were getting. And the fact that he was a wide receiver turned quarterback. He was never great, but you want to know what? Ryan Tannehill in his career has done more than Tua Tagovailoa in his NFL career. He got to an AFC championship. He's won playoff games. He's Ryan Tannehill 2.0, but he may turn out to be a bigger bust than Ryan Tannehill in Dolphins lore because at least Ryan Tannehill didn't cause this kind of fodder. He made mistakes on the field, but he never went to the podium like this and basically put egg on his face. It's ridiculous. He's a joke right now to me. Like Tua Tagovailoa, I'm expecting him. I'm more likely for him to throw an interception than I am to see him throw a complete pass. That's what I expect from him as the quarterback of this team.
Let me ask you this, and because I think that's where you're headed once I ask this question. But and Sammy, you could agree, disagree, just follow up right after. Because I was going to ask this about McDaniel, and we'll get right into it.
You're cutting off, Bobby.
Bobby, you're cutting off. I thought it was me.
But well, Bobby cuts off. I'm gonna have to. Bobby, you're cutting off. Well, Bobby cuts off. I had to disagree with my brother Evan. So while Bobby fixes the whatever happened to Canadians being nice people? I mean, why so much feel? Why so much hate?
The tariffs. It's the tariffs. It's the tariffs.
It's the tariffs.
It's the tariffs. It's the tariffs. It's the tariffs.
I'll give you that. That can give you that. I
it's the tariffs.
That. But Bobby, and Evan, I kind of disagree. I get the frustration with Tua. I get it for sure. I'm not gonna say you're wrong in the frustration because of course I had to respect your point of view. But there's so many characters in the history of this franchise. And of course, the way I hear you saying that, you will say that Tua is the worst of the worst.
No, I never said he was the worst of the worst. I said
no. You never said that, but that's the way I felt with all that bad. We just feel my brother. Come on,
because look at the quarterbacks. There's no expectations of quarterbacks since Marino. None of them, except for maybe Tannehill when they drafted him. Since then, there's been no expectations. The fact that he is a quarterback now, literally was given that massive contract, and he literally has done nothing with it.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. The contract is the key because basically, if you had I said it before. I'm not sure you would talk about this, but it really frustrated me when he said, I can do half of the things Josh Allen can do. If you can do half of the things, how about half of the contract? That really pissed me off. I'll give you that. But to say that that now he's a pariah, a persona non grata in the Dolphins, right now because of what he said, that's taking a little bit too hard.
I'm saying he should be because I think he should be because Bobby
he should be, but I think he should.
I'll give you an example. In your job,
I don't think it is.
No, but I'll give you an example. In your job, in your role, in your job, you represent an important person, and you have to be careful with what you say. He is the representative. He's the spokesperson for this football team outside of Mike McDaniel. He's the quarterback. And name me another quarterback this year who you've seen, and we all follow all the NFL teams that looks like him. He's laughable. Every talking head is eating this up because they don't even have to do any work. He's creating the work for them. Very often with the Dolphins, he's been very quiet, and they're saying they have to come up with things and they have to speculate. He's giving the media and the fan base reasons to be annoyed with him. He's giving them the reasons to be annoyed with him. Like, instead of having to manufacture information, he's eating it up. You never give the media what they don't want to do. You never give media reasons to want to talk about you. Let them figure it out for themselves.
To be fair, man, when he didn't speak, he gave him reasons. Now he's speaking, he gave him reasons too. There's something with Tua that's polarizing.
He's weird. Weird.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that because he's weird.
No, but he continues to be weird. It's awkward. The way he plays quarterback, he's naturally awkward. And I'm an awkward person too. We're all different. We're all the different. I'm not the quarterback of a football team that is 1-5, who basically the veterans all wanted to leave because of the coach, who partly partially probably because they didn't want you as their quarterback anymore.
So
Right? If we had to redo this draft again, think about it. Tua would be a third-round quarterback if we redid the 2020 draft. If people look at what what he's accomplished right now as a quarterback, he wouldn't even be picked in the first 2 rounds. And Bobby knows it.
That's nonsense. That's nonsense.
100%.
I'm not saying he's the top 10 pick. For sure, he would not.
Oh, he's not a first rounder.
But he no.
He would be a first. He would be a first round.
He would be a first
Not
round.
to me. Not anymore. Not anymore.
That's Evan. But
Well, then that's
for sure.
let me just I'll tag in because I was a guy who and that's not just he's just saying it because now no. Evan knows this because Evan was a Tua near when Tua was drafted or whatever you want to call it. I supported when we drafted Tua. I was
traitor.
Support Tua. Because he's our quarterback. But I wasn't a Tua guy. I wanted to go after Herbert. Burrow was out of the picture. I was like, I would get Herbert over, but whatever. It is what it is. However, let's not. Tua has plenty to be critical about with him. Inconsistency. Off the field, the comments after he got his deal, all this, whatever. You throw anything you want out there. But to say he wouldn't be a first-round quarterback, look, we've seen when he's on. Wait a minute, you said we heard what you said. We heard what you said. We heard what you said. Now I'm talking. I froze up. I heard everything. I had my phone right here. I was listening to you guys. I heard it all. So I was just gonna say. Again, and this is somebody who was not a Tua quote unquote guy. He's our quarterback, so I support him. I want him to do great because if he does great, Miami does great. However, to say that he wouldn't, obviously Miami never put him in a situation to win. They got him. They drafted him on a team or a coach who did not want him. They never got him the help that he needed. Then you go instead of going and get a real coach, you get a offensive coordinator who made him happy, right? Made him feel good. Now they don't like each other. Tua would have been because if teams go hindsight 2020, okay, well, if we draft Tua, we got to make sure our offensive line is good. We got to make sure we got a good foundation. We got to do that. Tua was never put in a place to succeed. It's the same thing as Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill was never put in a place to succeed. He goes to the Tennessee Titans, who at the time had a strong front office, had a strong head coach, had strong, even with a terrible offensive line, had a good foundation with the running back and everything that he ended up looking like
Henry.
That's what I'm saying. Of running back, he had the guys where he was like, now they're like, wait, where was this guy? Which he showed flashes. We're like, who was this guy? He just needed that fresh start. I think Tua with a fresh start would look like we go, wait a second, that's the guy we were waiting to see. Does it mean that he'll be some elite guy? Yeah. But I think it's crazy to say he wouldn't be a first round pick. I think he would. I don't think he would be top 10. I think teams would.
Oh, you're not used to me by now. This is me over exaggerating, right?
I know it's all good. It's all good. That's him stepping back. By the way, guys. That's him going. Let me reel it back.
No, I don't think I know because if I had to look back on it in the order in which the quarterbacks did, let's redo it. No, let's redo it right now. If you look at the quarterbacks up to where Jalen Hurts was picked, name me a quarterback who he would have been where Jalen Hurts was picked. Because you would have taken Jalen Hurts earlier. If you look at the body of work since they started, you would have taken Burrow, Herbert, and Love, and Hurts before you took Tua. So Tua would be in the second round over Hurts. If you look at the performance of each quarterback right now and you redrafted them, Tua would be last pick. Just based on his overall performance and his overall attitude and his overall leadership.
That's an interesting experiment. And because because again, hindsight is 20/20, right? Or whatever the saying is. Like at the time, Tua, for me, again, was the third guy. I would rather have had taken Herbert over Tua at that time, and a lot of it was, first of all, I was looking at the weapons, I was looking at the history of injuries. I'm like, I don't know if I feel comfortable with him. He needs all these weapons to be successful. I'd rather get a Herbert who you can see the raw talent. That's where it was. Tua's shown though that when everything's working out, he could be one of the best. He plays really good. So, but if you look now, if you go back now, you might go, okay, you take Joe Burrow, number one. Jalen Hurts is a champion, and we know what he can do. He's definitely going into the first round. Justin Herbert, I don't know if he was, he would go in the first round, but would he go top 5 like he was? I mean, I don't know about Jordan Love. I think that's still a debate. Jordan Love has shown one great year.
He's won a playoff game.
That's great, but what's his body of work? What's his body of work?
Good stats. Good team has been more successful than the Dolphins have been since his career started. Overall,
it's the Packers.
The Packers
have been
successful.
Put Tua on the Packers, and you're going to say the same thing.
I've been waiting.
Put Tua on the Packers. LaFleur would have traded. LaFleur would bench him.
Okay, so I want to ask this very quick, and forgive me if you guys already answered. You can answer very quickly, and then we'll move on to the next thing because I froze up right when it was happening. I don't know if you guys heard. I was going to ask about McDaniel, but I'm going to stick with Tua. Sammy, very quick. Do you think Tua has lost the locker room?
Please go to Evan first, and then remind me what the question was, because by the end of his speak, he spoke, and I will forget what you asked. But go to him first.
Okay. Has Tua lost the locker room?
Yes.
Okay. That's a good point. Sammy, do you think Tua has lost the locker room?
Hell no. You know. There have been so many quarterbacks that have failed in the NFL, and no one has claimed to say so and so lost the. Thank you, all warning.
Evan standing out sus. Oh man.
Yeah, no. Come on. There's no way he has lost the locker room. You can debate if you had it or not. Like Don said, now you can debate that all day long. But I don't think they lost the locker room. For sure, I don't think that's the case.
All right, so going on, we said we asked about Tua. Now, Sammy, I'm going to stick with you on this one.
Wait, I'm in detention. I'm outside. I'm in detention. I'm in summer school.
There you go.
I'm at flag football, guys. I'm actually here to watch guys who actually know how to play football. Young kids, young developing children. The future of this world.
Has McDaniel lost the locker room, Sammy?
Oh, that's another question. Not yet. But it's like in every line of work. If your leader, if your boss keeps making mistakes, expect you to fix them. Keeps the same, verbatim, every single week, but he doesn't go forward. The goals are not met. In any line of work, you're gonna start doubting your boss. You're gonna say, I don't think that's the guy. So yeah, I'm not sure that he's lost the locker room for that to happen. There should have been a lot of guys that would not be comfortable with what he's doing, and I think they're very comfortable just because the way he runs the place is good for them the way he does it. So that's why. But the team, the guidance of the team for where this franchise is headed, I think he lost it already. But the locker room, that's a completely different story. I don't think he's lost it yet.
There you go. Russ says, I'm a Jets fan, but I would take Tua over Jordan Love with the body of work in college. So there you go.
Before everyone goes, yeah, I've said this point before. I truly believe that. I wanted Tua, but I wanted Alabama Tua. I don't think we ever got to see Alabama Tua after that injury. The arm strength is not the same. The velocity, the running is not the same of Tua. Injuries caught up to you in any sport, and I don't think we ever got to see Alabama Tua. So. It would have been interesting to see what happens, and I had to go back and say before Evan takes over that you put Tua from the beginning on the Packers, you put Tua at the beginning on the Eagles. Will be a completely different story. And I don't think any of the quarterbacks, not even Burrow, would have survived the mess this offense was when Brian Flores was the head coach. When you had two offensive coordinators, they basically had none, and defensive line was a mess, and they had no plan. I don't think any of the quarterbacks would have survived. That basically resurrected Tua's career because and Tua's confidence because he was wide shot. Evan, that's the case. That's the story. I'm sticking to it.
Greg Maney of Overtime says, where would you rank Tua among quarterbacks in the league? If every quarterback is available, where's Tua drafted? He is late teens, early 20s minimum. Didn't say second round. Ooh, we have a disagreement. Alabama was benched in every playoff game he ever started. No tank for Love or Herbert or Burrow. Very quick, and we'll get Evan in regards of has McDaniel lost locker room. I will say this because I wasn't able to, but I will say from when Tua came out and said players are late to meetings, not showing up to meetings, player only meetings. he told on himself because he is the franchise quarterback. He is the team captain. And that tells me that, yes, he most likely, it looks to me that he has lost the locker room. Of course, he still has guys who support him and are his friends and whatever. But does he have the respect of the entire team? I don't know if he does. When you see all the extra stuff that's happening, Sammy and Evan, with this football team, not just on the field, but off of it, I think it's pretty easy to answer if McDaniel has lost this locker room. It looks like there's a lot of finger pointing going on, no accountability, a lot of finger pointing going on when it comes to the team. You know, they come off the field. It's never, hey, I need to own up this. I need to do better. It's always this guy. It's leadership. It's players not showing up to meetings. It's everything. It's never, to me, that tells me that McDaniel has lost the locker room. And, you know, that's why I'm very surprised that we hear these conflicting reports that, you know, hey, he has 2 to 3 games left. Or, you know, Jordan Schultz says, Ross is not making a change anytime soon. I'm shocked by that because if you're in that building and maybe you're not paying attention, but if you're seeing all of this come out, all the trade rumors, that's not by accident. Miami used to be pretty good at keeping stuff quiet. Now Miami's always in the news, you're hearing, oh, these trade reports, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this. We find out yesterday, and we'll get into that. We find out yesterday that Chris Greer is at the Oklahoma-South Carolina game. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. What week are we in here? Week 7 already. I just don't know how you do that. And you can say, oh, we're going to keep him going. We're going to stick with this. Evan, I know how this answer is going to go, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Has McDaniel lost the locker room?
He never has. He only had one fifth of the locker room anyways. He only cares about the offense. I don't think he's ever. If you told him right now, off the top of his head, name me all the players that you have on the roster on the defense, he probably couldn't tell you. He probably wouldn't even know who the kicker is. The guy only has a one-track mind. He's in his lab talking about the offense. He's never had the locker room. He hasn't had the locker room in 4 years. Players want to look at the veterans who have left in the last couple of years. It's not good players. It's not like low-level players. It's the good veteran players who don't want to be part of this system anymore. Calais Campbell was happy to go to Arizona than to stay with us. Like Jalen Ramsey wanted out. Like it's pretty. Jerron Armstead retired. Like could have come back in his own way and been a leader. Mike McDaniel never had the locker room to begin with. Like I'm trying to tell you this. He's not a leader of men. I've been off the bandwagon with him since game 8 or 9 of the first season. He never had the locker room to begin with. He is just a figurehead who goes out and does what he wants. And he never puts the team first. If he puts the team first, he becomes a head coach and he gives up that play call sheet. He never did because all he cares about is protecting himself. He's not looking out for the best interest of his team because he knows if he gives up the play call sheet, he is deemed a failure and he could potentially lose his job. So he's willing to go down with the ship and basically hold on to that play call sheet like a life raft for dear life before he drowns. And on him, he doesn't want to admit defeat. And it's that person when they're supposed to stay down because there's no way if they get back up, they're going to get knocked out again. Mike McDaniel has never had the locker room. Not for one day as this Dolphins head coach. Not for one day. I believe the leaders of this football team, whether it was Armstead, Campbell, Wilkins, Ramsey, Howard, Tyreek, those are the people who had the control of the locker room, not Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel is a buffoon. Mike McDaniel is a poor head coach who was not developed properly. It's like the same way they screwed up with Tua by not redshirting him the full year and Flores messing that up and not letting him sit on the bench for the whole year and let Fitzpatrick just play. Mike McDaniel had to be a full-blown offensive coordinator with San Francisco or in a system for a full year or two before he became a head coach. It's basically going from single-A ball to the majors without going to double-A or triple-A in baseball. It's like being drafted and putting LeBron's son Bronny straight into the NBA without playing in the G League. It's unbelievable what they've done with this coach. I don't care how many years he's been. He's never been a leader of actually anything. He's been the assistant of the assistant. He's the assistant to the traveling secretary. He's not the traveling secretary. He's the assistant to the traveling secretary. That's what he is. The man is not a leader. He's never been a leader, and he's never had the locker room to begin with.
Damn. All right. So there you go. On that point, I knew that was coming. Very quick.
At least I'm honest.
I brought this up a little bit, and I wanted to say this very quick because first off, Steve Malloy, host of Real Talk Finstock in the house. Shout out to Steve. talking about wouldn't look too much into Greer at the game.
Absolutely.
Talking about South Carolina, Oklahoma, it's his job.
Absolutely.
So yesterday it was reported that Chris Greer was at the South Carolina Oklahoma game, and of course your first thoughts are, wait a second, Lenore Sellers, John Mateer, quarterbacks. There's other guys, Nick Harbor, the wide receiver. There's and Miami's more than likely going to need a receiver. And I know a lot of people like Evan before the show was like, why is he doing that? He should have nothing to do with that. Look, I'm going to just say this to those, because I've seen that a lot, and I know Evan is semi-joking and not, but I agree with Steve. It's his job. Until it's not his job, it's his job. There's nobody saying, if I say, hey, Evan, I'm the team owner, I go, Evan, listen, at the end of the year, I'm going to make a change. I don't want you looking at any scouting quarterbacks. Don't do any of that. There's no point. I don't have a GM. No, I'm not. Evan, that's his job. He's a scout guys. He's going to have reports. The scouting department's going to do their jobs. Other guys, if you're looking at another GM, or if you're going to hire another GM, he is probably more than likely doing that anyway. So you got to do your due diligence as if you're going to be here. And more than likely, Greer will be here, if not the GM, in some other role. So I don't look much into is why Chris Greer doing that. He shouldn't be back. We don't have that call. Stephen Ross is. I think it's more than likely, which sucks because he's shown that before. Everybody goes, oh, I don't want Chris Greer to come back. I don't want him to come back either. But Stephen Ross has shown he keeps the GM, he fires the coach, and if that is going to happen, it more likely will be the case. Until Chris Greer, we see the breaking news on X and everything else, Chris Greer relieved of his duties, I won't believe it until I see it. Mike McDaniel is more than likely. So until that is the case, Chris Greer doing his job, I find it more eyebrow-raising that they're actually going to these games, because you have to think that if Chris Greer is at this game and he's allowing himself to be seen, everybody's going to go, he's watching the quarterbacks. He's looking at the quarterbacks. So just very quick, we know more than likely Tua's not getting moved after this season. His contract does not allow it. It's gonna bite you in the butt. So you at least got him this season and next year, and then maybe you make a move after next year and move on. Sam, I'll go with you. We talk about potentially Miami getting a quarterback in next year's draft. We're hinting at it. We're looking at it. We're starting to be intrigued by it. We're watching quarterbacks, whether that is Sellers, Mateer, Mendoza, Moore, whatever. Do you like that? Maybe this is showing that Miami is
not
actually
not after Carson Beck after Friday night. Oh boy.
Yes, not Carson Beck. I wasn't on
after
Carson
Friday
Beck.
night. Oh boy.
It didn't matter. I wasn't on Carson Beck for the Miami Dolphins anyway. People have bad games, but where do you stand on Miami actually possibly watching for young quarterbacks, and maybe it becoming a reality that Miami may target one early on in the draft if they have an early draft pick?
No. Two things can be right on this. One, the Dolphins have bigger problems than the quarterback, if you ask me.
100%.
You're gonna say, you people are gonna say it's Tua. Not you. It's not you. You people.
Wait a second.
Everybody, Fins Nation.
Okay.
Everyone who doesn't believe in Tua. Yes. Two things can be right. You can say the quarterback is the problem. We have bigger problems than the quarterback, if you ask me. From the front
I believe in Tua.
Excuse me, I allow you to talk. When Tua is not the problem, but Tua goes down to score against the Chargers, the defense blows it, and it's Tua's fault because the last play of the game was an interception. Now everybody's gonna blame on Tua. This team has way more problems than the quarterback. So that's one. But two things gotta be right, because if I'm the owner of the Dolphins, I'm looking for a next quarterback. I've said it before. There are many teams who had a quarterback. They say, okay, that's his ceiling. We should strive higher than what we have. And Tua's ceiling is what it is. I always supported Tua. I said I'm gonna support Tua as a quarterback of this franchise as long as his arrow is going up. And I think the arrow has hit the top, and it's not gonna go higher than this. It's not gonna take us where we need to go. It's not gonna take us when we need to be in this division. I love Tua, but two things can be right. I will be looking for a quarterback, not to take over next season. To sit behind Tua, even in the first round, I would not be opposed to that. To sit behind Tua for a year or whatever time it takes. Steve McNair, Aaron Rodgers, so many others did it before. Even Patrick Mahomes did it. And sit behind Tua and see what happens, and then become the quarterback of the Dolphins, because the Dolphins are attached to that contract for next season for sure. So the Dolphins for sure should be looking for a quarterback, because Tua's ceiling has hit the top. and it's not going to take you so we need to be. Sadly, that's the truth.
I just want to say one thing, Evan. Hold on, one thing, Evan. I just want to say this, and then you could go. Sammy, I think Sammy's right on the money with what he's saying. I will say, too, because we talk about has he lost the locker room? Before McDaniel, we asked, did Tua lose the locker room? I think it's evident that Tua possibly has lost the support of the front office and the coaching staff. I think because of all the off-season, like if not the locker room, I think that for sure with the comments, the struggles this year, I think it's evident that Miami, if McDaniel and Greer are coming back, and again, you're going to do your job until it's not your job anymore, it's obvious that they're going to go, hey, whether it's a new coach or McDaniel, Miami could be seeing a young guy come in because I think that is the case, and Sammy is agreeing with that. So, Evan, go ahead. You have a question, but I want you to respond.
No, it's not a question. It was just a comment, and I'm not trying to throw smoke. At this point, if they lose again today, if you actually took a poll, one of us posted a poll.
Oh, sorry. I want to say this because it's here, but this is okay. The inactives for today: Matthew Judon, Cedric Wilson Jr., Elijah Campbell, Storm Duck, Taj Washington, Zeke Biggers, emergency quarterback off Zach Wilson. Quinn Ewers is QB2 today. You hear the inactives.
Who'd they elevate? How many people did they elevate? Because who's replacing Taj? And who's replacing? You said Jalen Wright's in the lineup today, but who's replacing all these guys? They took. Who's replacing Judon? I guess they're playing with less than 53. Like they brought up a bunch of people. Because for all the people they brought off, who are they bringing up? Who they elevated? That's a lot of elevations today.
That's a lot of elevations, but about the key one is Quinn Ewers being active today.
And that's ironic about my question. I'm happy you brought it up because I asked this here. I was about to ask that question.
I knew it. That's why I brought it up. I knew you were going to do this.
You're such a smart guy. If they actually lose this football game, I understand Tua is the quarterback of this year, and maybe you want to figure out some sort of trade. But at this point, if the Dolphins fans had the choice, they would have McDaniel fired already. But at the same time, why wouldn't you want to see what Quinn Ewers can do this season before you go into the draft? Why wouldn't you see what Zach Wilson, which I guess you don't think much of Zach Wilson right now, but why wouldn't you see what Quinn Ewers? One of my buddies was just standing here going, what are we waiting for to even give a game to Quinn Ewers? If they lose today, yes, give Tua a week off to prepare for another game. Let him play in the Falcons game, but give Quinn Ewers a chance, only because you have to figure out what you have with him. At this point, we're already preparing for next season. We're not preparing for this season. This season is over, whether we win or not, because we don't have the personnel. And we know all this week, you're going to talk about, I'm sure, about the different trade rumors and everything like that. The team is really in already 2026 mode anyways. So why wouldn't you attempt to use Quinn Ewers? Like, I'd like to see what he can do. And the same way where if you fire McDaniel, maybe you'll get a spark. Because I think right now, I don't know about you guys, when Tua in 2023, you knew that when he had the ball in his hand that something good was probably going to happen. Now, it's a 50-50 no matter what he does. You don't know if he's going to be scared and have happy feet and pull out of the pocket. You don't know if he's going to throw an interception. You don't know what he's going to do. When most quarterbacks, you should feel the comfort level that more than likely he's going to have 70% completion. Right now, you don't even think he's going to have 50% completion the way he's doing on his. I'm not talking about the dink and dunk throws. I'm talking about actually getting the ball downfield. So at this point, in a game like this, I would even feel okay with, in this weather, sit Tua. You don't want to get him injured. Let Quinn Ewers play in this mud bowl or this rain bowl and give Tua the week off. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you win or lose today. Let's play Quinn. I have no problem with that. I would actually be more excited and intrigued for this football game with Quinn Ewers a quarterback than I would be with Tua. I know what I'm going to get from Tua. And excuses. It was raining. The football was wet. I didn't see the guy because there was rain in my eyes. There's going to be excuses today. It's going to be an excuse bowl. This isn't the wet bowl. It's like rain. Tua has another excuse. It rained. God forbid it rained during a football game. It rained, and it's in Cleveland. And it's a win. I'm at home.
Before Sammy reacts to on inactives for the Dolphins, we'll go in very quick. The inactives for the Browns. It's only 5 players. Jarek Bernard, Converse, the corner, Raheem Sanders, their running back, defensive tackle Mike Hall, tackle Jack Conklin, and David Njoku, the tight end, inactive for the Cleveland Browns. Going back to the Dolphins, again, the big thing here is that Zach Wilson, who's been QB2 the whole season, is now the emergency quarterback. Quinn Ewers now QB2. Matthew Judon, Cedric Wilson, Elijah Campbell, Storm Duck, Taj Washington, Zeke Biggers, all inactive. your initial reaction to the inactives, Sammy?
Matthew Judon's getting traded. That's my reaction because they're not. He wasn't in the injury report all week, and now he's inactive. They're gonna are not gonna take the risk of saying we're gonna play him in case he's getting injured. So I think he's getting traded. I think he's getting traded because they're trying to stack him up, to be sure he's not gonna get injured. That's one. And Q Ewers, if the Dolphins are looking for quarterbacks, they better find it at some point in the season where they're having Ewers because Wilson they already know what can give. He's been in the league for a while now. So if the Dolphins get blown out today, you're gonna see him in the game to see if he can rally the team. Is there something there? So they're waiting for an opportunity for this team to basically have the backup quarterback.
Let me ask you this because I know it's been brought up before and people are like, oh, start Ewers. What are we doing? Right now, obviously, Miami has not done that because obviously to them, Tua gives them the best chance to win. And again, they're not officially out of contention. But realistically, when would you make the change? When would you make the change to put Quinn at realistically, not Finstanza, blow it all up way, but like when would you go, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and sit. When do you think Miami would make that change if they were? Because I agree, they need to see what they have in Quinn Ewers. If they're not planning on sticking with Tua, you got to see it before they. But when would that be? When would it be when they finally say, you know what, this is lost. Let's go ahead and get Quinn Ewers in here and see what we got because we're already scouting quarterbacks. Sammy, you can start first, and then Evan.
Basically, after the trade deadline, everything's on the table. And if you're getting if today things go rough. After the third quarter, I see Tua down. If the Dolphins are losing, they're losing by more than 2 touchdowns, and the offense is not moving because of because of the rain, the wind, or whatever. You have to sit Tua down basically after the third quarter if the Dolphins are getting down.
Easy enough. Evan, when do you realistically see a change at quarterback, if there will be? Like, how long do you think the Dolphins finally say, you know what, this is lost, let's go ahead and put in Quinn? Because I know we all want to see it. If it's going to be over, we want to see what he can do. But when do you think that change would happen, realistically?
The week that Mike McDaniel actually gets canned. Mike McDaniel will not be able to look his quarterback, his BFF, his sleepover buddy in the face and bench him. He will not bench Tua. Tua will have to get injured or Tua will have to pull himself out of the game before Mike McDaniel actually benches him. It could be, unless they're getting slaughtered by 40, he ain't taking them out. As long as there's a chance that in Mike McDaniel's mind the Dolphins have a chance to win a football game, he will never bench him. He might pull him from a game, mid-game, because there's no chance for them to win and take him out of the game. But an actual start of a game, unless Tua is injured, Tua Tagovailoa will be the starting quarterback of this football team as long as Mike McDaniel is the head coach of this football team. So until Mike McDaniel is given his walking papers, Tua Tagovailoa will be the starter of every single football game in the Miami Dolphins. It doesn't matter if the team is 1-15. On the 17th game, if Mike McDaniel is the coach, Tua Tagovailoa is the starting quarterback. That's the problem with this football team. Is we have an internal bias where the quarterback is tied to the head coach, and they are so tight to one another that as long as Tua Tagovailoa and Mike McDaniel are holding the same or on the same sideline, talking with each other, Tua Tagovailoa will be your starting quarterback. That's why I wanted Mike McDaniel gone, because he has an internal bias to who he wants and who he believes in and what he thinks is right, and he is not a leader and he's not a football coach. So Tua Tagovailoa, I told you this year, before the season started, the number one problem with Tua Tagovailoa this year will be the fact that he's still tied to Mike McDaniel. If Mike McDaniel was gone after last season, Tua could have maybe resurrected his career, and someone could have put something, maybe would give him one more chance because of the contract, and they could have built something different. Because Mike McDaniel is his head coach, yes, he resurrected his career in 2022, but they needed a breakup last year. Tua needed a fresh start, and Mike McDaniel needed to be somewhere else. The fact that they're still together is a problem. That's the problem with this football team, is those two together are no longer good for each other, and it's time for them to admit it. But the Dolphins won't admit it because they're stubborn. So as long as Mike McDaniel is the football coach, Tua Tagovailoa is your starter. And that's what's going to happen. It doesn't matter if they're 1-15. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as Tua can walk onto that football field and throw a football, he will be on that field, unless it's a blowout in the middle of a game.
I want to say, first off, shout out to everybody who's tuning in right now. Whether you're watching on YouTube, on FTSN Extra, Facebook, or X, Twitch, we appreciate you all tuning in. Those who are commenting, we appreciate you participating. Make sure, if you're new to the channel, you're watching the Fins Talk pregame show, Dolphins versus Cleveland Browns. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and follow us on X on Fins Talk Network. Of course, you follow Sammy on Fins TV on X as well. And, of course, on YouTube, go subscribe there. You could follow me at Bobby Fins Talk, Finstanza, at Finstanza, and, of course, Sammy at FinSammy on X as well. Let's go around the league now before we get into keys of the game and game predictions as we get prepared for the Dolphins versus Browns. Which team ends up with their second win on the season and which team continues to be in the basement of the league. Until we get there, let's go around the league and start. First off, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. What a shootout. Joe Flacco versus Aaron Rodgers, 33-31. I was wrong on that one. I did pick the Steelers to win. Of course, Aaron Rodgers screws over.
Never trust a Thursday night game. I'm telling you.
I know.
Every Thursday night game.
I take pride in the FTA. I do really look at the Fins TV thing. Like I was in the top. I was in the 10 and or 11 or whatever, and I was at 15. I think I was at 15, Evan. I was right next to you. And then after last week, I jumped into the top 5, and I was like, yes, okay, I'm getting back in there. And then I saw the loss. I'm like, you son of a bitch. So I'm really in. And I'm just gonna say, Sammy, I am into it. You never have to remind me because I'm always making the predictions right after the game.
Yeah, there'll be some fallen comrades that without just Mendel. I'm like, sorry, buddy.
Yeah. But I hope maybe I win by default because people keep forgetting to make their picks, and I'll keep making them. But the Los Angeles.
That's why there's so many plays, just in case.
The Rams taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I had the Rams winning, and the Rams aren't winning 21-0 right now.
Me too.
Oh, okay. Let me get in our special picker too, guys.
I picked. You didn't ask me what I picked, and I picked the Rams too.
Sure you did. I'm sure you did. Yeah. I'll go back and look at your picks. No, I'm gonna play
with my picks.
I believe you. Guys, let me go ahead and I don't know if we're gonna get to see him or not, but he'll be here. Let's bring in Tristan to make his NFL picks. It's around the league picks. That's Junior Fins Talk over here. Get right behind me so people can see you. Not behind my head. Oh, there he is. Okay, so there you go. So we'll go first. Tristan, you'll make it after all of ours here. You have the 1-5 Saints taking on the 3-2 Chicago Bears. Sammy, who do you got in this game?
I had the Bears just because of the fact that the Saints are. If you ask me, the worst team in the league, so I have the Bears. I think they should be an easy game to pick. I have the Bears.
There you go, Evan.
The Bears.
The Bears. I'm with you guys. I got the Bears.
The
Bears will take it. The Bears. Tristan.
Saints.
Why?
Because Chicago sucks.
Okay, there you go.
I don't like Chicago.
All right, so easy enough. You got the
with conviction too.
Well, I know he just was passionate about it.
Yes.
The 4-2 New England Patriots, the leaders in the AFC East, with Drake May and Mike Vrabel. What the hell? Taking on the 1-5 Tennessee Titans, who fired their coach. So they got, I think, Mike McCoy, the former Chargers coach, is their interim head coach.
Okay.
It's in Tennessee. Evan, do the Titans upset the Patriots?
Not a chance in hell. You have a coach we wanted. You have a quarterback who actually can throw the ball and is mobile and is big. How the Patriots literally have turned this around in 2 years. What, they got a quarterback who's actually capable and a head coach who actually knows what he's doing? Because Bobby, how early last season were you and I saying we could leave Mike McDaniel wherever he is and go find Mike Vrabel right now? Like, go pay him. There's no salary cap on coaches. Go pay Mike Vrabel whatever you wanted, because right now this team, even with Tua as the quarterback, would not be 1-5, and this team would not be what they are if Mike Vrabel was your head coach. He actually has the ability, and look what the Titans have done since they've lost Mike Vrabel. How many people have they fired between the GM and the coaches? The Patriots are going to be a good team for a while as long as May and Vrabel are there.
Sammy?
They actually have an owner who does something.
I have the Patriots, but I'm not as confident as Evan is. I had the because usually interim coaches usually would, tend to get better. I think they have the right quarterback in there, and the Patriots, I'm not yet I've seen so many people crown the Patriots just because they beat the Bills. I had to wait and see a little bit more. So I think Mike Vrabel is the shits. Don't get me wrong. I really believe that. Like, I would have loved for him to be the Dolphins coach. That had to agree 100% with Evan. But I'm not so sure that the Patriots are. I have yet to believe the hype, but I still have the Patriots to win this game.
I have the Patriots as well winning this game. I don't see the Titans doing it. And of course, that'll make them 5-2. I think the Titans made the right decision. I will say that. I still believe in Cam Ward. I think Titans made the right decision because now they got the inside track. And supposedly Anthony Weaver's on their short list for head coaching interviews. So we'll see how that plays out.
That will work great out for us because we'll get 2 third-round picks.
That's right. I'm down with that.
I would love that.
Maybe he's a better head coach than he is a defensive coordinator, at least for Miami. Tristan, Titans, Patriots. Who do you got?
If the Titans can beat the Cardinals, they can beat the Patriots.
That was a rigged game, mind you.
Titans. All right. So you got the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Raiders are 2-4. Chiefs 3-3. Chiefs trying to go above 500. They've been struggling. This is a division game. Sammy, can the Raiders upset the Chiefs at home at Arrowhead?
No, they can't. And the Chiefs started a little bit, timid the season. They started weird, but they have a way to shake it off, if you know what I mean. So I have the Chiefs winning. Today against the Raiders.
I got the Chiefs as well, even though I'd like to see the Raiders win. I got the Chiefs winning. Evan, how do you see that playing out?
Chiefs in an easy win. It's a division game, but it's the Raiders. Geno Smith is not great right now, and Fenty has not been able to do what he needs to do. And Pete Carroll might be one and done in Vegas.
If he's one and done, bring him to Miami. Tristan? Raiders,
Las
Chiefs.
Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders. I like
Upsetting the Chiefs.
That could again, it's a divisional game. It happens. I could see the Raiders going into Arrowhead and upsetting. I could see it. I don't have it, but I see it. The Eagles taking on the Vikings. Evan, who wins?
Carson Wentz is your quarterback. As much as disarray there is in Philly right now, the Eagles will win. We'll do enough. It won't be a great game, but they're going to win. Eagles will win.
I got the Eagles as well. Sammy?
I have the Vikings as of right now. I have been back and forth with this one. As of right now, I still have the Vikings.
As of now, could change.
I have like a half an hour yet to. As of right now, in chicken, I have the Vikings. Yes.
There you go. That okay. Tristan, Eagles, Vikings.
I'm sorry, Saquon, but I'm going with the Vikings.
Man,
I got Justin Jefferson.
All right, there you go. All right. You got the Carolina Panthers 3-3 taking on the 0-6 Jets. Do the Jets get their first win, Sammy?
Yes, they will. They will beat the Panthers today. Yes, I have the Jets winning.
There. Ooh, I like it. Upset. Okay, here's the Jets winning. Evan?
Sammy and I are like symbiotic. Yes, the Jets will win today. You can go check my Survivor. I picked that a long time ago. The Jets will win because they will have matching records with our Miami Dolphins. Russ and I will basically be at the same level of. Basically, after this, there's going to be basically there's going to be great teams in the East, and there's going to be that same in Moneyball. There's good teams. There's 500 pounds of shit, and then there's us. And that's us and the Jets. It's pathetic as that is. We're as bad. We're the color of the Jets. Honestly, by the end of this week, the capri wearing coaches in the league, which are Glenn and McDaniel, are going to be a combined total of 2-12. Maybe if they pull their pants down instead of having their pants up, they'd win football games. They're the only two that wear capris.
Please don't put your pants down, my man.
I know, Tristan, Carolina Panthers, Jets. Who you got?
I'm going with Sammy. Jets.
Sorry, you got the Jets winning as well.
Yep.
Wow.
I can't stand Bryce Young anymore.
Whoa! All right.
I like it.
It's always the specific player on the team. That's why he won't go for it.
Yep.
I'm going with Carolina. I am not picking the Jets to win. I don't see it happening. The Panthers look like they got the right footing. They're starting to move on up, and I think that there's no way they lose to the stinking Jets today. Sorry, Russ. You're going 0-7. The Giants with Jackson Dart and Scatterbo travel to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos. Evan, Can the Giants get their third win of the season in Denver?
Nope. The Broncos play well at home. The elevation, just anything like that. It just the defense of the Broncos is very, very strong. I see Denver picking up a victory today.
Sammy?
Broncos, that might have altitude over rate for the Broncos this time of the year, so I have the Broncos win.
I got the Broncos as well. Even though I think the Giants are really pretty good about themselves with Dart so far and Scatabo, I got the Broncos winning today's game. Tristan, what do you got?
Giants.
I'm just going to go with the least likely team to win, and I'm going to put on your thing because I think that's where you're going. All right. God.
To be fair, the way the league is going,
I know. I trust me. I'm not. It's not really a knock. It's at this point. It's like I see where he's going with it. All right. Indianapolis Colts, who are 5-1, kind of the shock of the league right now. Daniel Jones playing really good football right now. Taking on the Chargers, who are 4-2, 5-1 Colts, 4-2 Chargers. Evan, can the Colts continue their run? Can they go 6-1 after today?
Yes, they can. They even though it's in LA, it's in the Dome Stadium. Daniel Jones is playing well. You have Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren. The team is on a mission this year to fight for Jim Irsay. There's a motivation there. They have that feeling that the Vikings had last year in the AFC, and it's an open wide AFC. The Colts will win today because the Chargers did not look good last week. The Dolphins gave that game away, as they always do. So no, I would take the Colts will win this game.
Sammy.
I have your guy Herbert winning this game just because he's the better quarterback. So I have the Chargers winning.
Tristan.
The Chargers have their name for a reason. They will charge at the Colts and defeat the Colts. 31-0.
Wow. Damn. I'm going to go with the Colts on this one. I got the Colts winning today's game. Commanders taking on the Cowboys. Tristan, who do you got?
Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott.
You could just say it one time. You don't have to say the name 20 times. We heard you. What's once?
Can you let him know that CeeDee Lamb isn't playing?
CeeDee Lamb is not playing.
Okay.
He doesn't care.
He goes, oh, okay, that sucks. Evan, do you agree with Tristan? Cowboys beating the Commanders?
No. Dan Quinn, Jaden Daniels? No, not a chance. The Cowboys stink. Cowboys stinks. Commanders will win.
No. Sammy?
I had the Cowboys not winning. I have the Commanders winning again.
There you go. Thank you.
I have the Commanders as well. Tristan sitting alone over there in Cowboy land. The Green Bay Packers 3-1 taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Sammy, who do you got?
I had the Packers, but this is the kind of game that the Packers should win handily. But I don't know why the Packers don't play. They play to the level of the opponent this season, so it could be like one of those games that might go away from them. But I still had the Packers playing.
I got the Packers as well. Evan, what do you got?
Packers.
There you go, Tristan.
Yeah, Packers.
Oh, wow, you surprised me on that one. I was about to write the Cardinals. All right, Packers. There you go. All right, you got the 3-2 Atlanta Falcons taking on the San Francisco 49ers. I got the Niners. Evan, who do you got?
Because I have him in fantasy, and he's been great for me, and I believe in him. No Fred Warner. That's going to be a massive. They haven't played a full game without Fred Warner. They lost in Tampa. They're coming back home. Bijan's going to go off, and Falcons will win.
Who, Falcons? You have the Falcons?
I have the Falcons with Bijan going off. Bijan's going to go for $50 easy today.
I had the 49ers just because this is a game they have to win. They have to keep up to the race. So I think they were going to be motivated. I had the 49ers winning the game.
There you go, 49ers. Tristan, Falcons, Niners.
Falcons.
That's my boy.
I don't want Niners to win.
I have the Niners winning this game, and I understand Fred Warner being out. That's huge. But the Niners seem to be a team that when a player goes down, another guy steps up, and so I don't expect the Niners to.
I still haven't forgiven. By the way, I still have never forgiven Kyle Shanahan. You do realize that, right? Because in 2021, he did me a favor, by not letting the Dolphins hire Mike McDaniel. And then in 2022, he didn't block it again. Had he done that for me, I'd be a much happier person. So I still have not forgiven Kyle Shanahan for ruining my life for 3 years as a Dolphins fan.
You always bring it right back to McDaniel. You can't just go 10 minutes without McDaniel. You're going to be very sad when McDaniel's gone. I know what's going to happen. You're going to be depressed after a while.
I'm telling you, when he is fired, I will forgive. I'll even cheer for Greer. I don't care. Anything. If the man gets fired, it will be Christmas will be here early, and I'm Jewish. Okay, like it's enough. Someone go. It was my birthday this week, and I said to him, "Well, did you have a good birthday?" I go, "No, McDaniel wasn't fired this week." and Bobby forgot my birthday, but Sammy didn't. So love you, Sammy.
We love you too, brother.
I was drinking a big glass of milk when I saw that. I was just like,
no, not the milk again. No.
No, it's a. I will never say leche again. It's just everything's ruined for me. I have the 49ers. Moving on, you got the 5-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Detroit Lions. This is going to be a fun game.
Yes.
This one's a tough one to pick. I'm going to be very honest with you, but I'm going with Detroit to win this football game. Sammy, who do you got?
I have Detroit just because those fans are going to be loud. They're going to have a sense of urgency to be the difference in the game. In that dome, I have the Lions. But if the Buccaneers find a way to win that game, you basically they become the favorites in the NFC. So.
Bobby, can you confirm to me? Because I think I already have the Lions winning, but double check for me. I think Mike Evans and Ibuka, I think one of them is out today. I don't think they're all playing. I think they received double check the inactive to Tampa.
I think you're right.
But I think they're missing some other wide receivers in Detroit. Tampa's not winning.
Let me check.
Double check. But I think one of the wide receivers isn't playing today. I don't know if it's Ibuka. I know Godwin's still up.
Jamar Gibbs, State Brown. Lions are eating the Bucks.
There you go. There you go.
But I do got my hands on Baker Mayfield. If the Bucks win, I'm not going to be surprised.
There you go. I'm going to say that. Okay, whatever. All right. So I got the Detroit Lions as well. Even though again, I'm not sleeping on the Bucks. I didn't see they got their game is tomorrow, so we won't know who's inactive until tomorrow. And then you got the Houston Texans taking on the Seattle Seahawks. I have the Seahawks. Am I wrong, Evan?
No, Seahawks win.
Sammy.
October game at night in Seattle? No way. You're not wrong. The Seahawks winning there.
Tristan, who do you got? Seahawks or Texans?
Seahawks.
It's a Seahawks. Grandma says she's with you, Tristan. She agrees with you. Say hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Play.
Hi, Mom.
Okay. All right. So there's our picks for this week. Tristan has the Saints, Titans, Raiders, Vikings, Jets, Giants, Chargers, Cowboys, Packers, Falcons, Lions, and the Seahawks. And we'll get into the Dolphins game right now. Before making those picks, let's go with keys to a Fins victory. Again, shout out though to everybody tuning in right now. Got over 221 people tuning in from everywhere, whether you're watching on FTSN YouTube, FTSN Extra, Facebook, or Twitter. We appreciate you watching. Make sure if you're anywhere other than YouTube, hop on over here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join in on the conversations. Let us know what you think about the topics we've discussed today. If you come in after the show, put in the comments what you thought about Tua's apology. Dolphins looking at going to a game to look at quarterbacks possibly. Has McDaniel lost the locker room? A lot that we've brought up. Would love to get your opinion on that. All right. Now,
Adrian,
what's Adrian doing? What troubles
in the comments?
Go streaking, Evan? No. Leche. Okay. Well, there it is. I mean, oh man, that was so like I made the joke about the Reese's and I knew what I was doing with that joke. But when I go, I love the legend, and like Alex goes, whoa, and I'm looking at the comments going, pause. I'm like, wait, I don't know what I'm doing. What happened? You know, like I blame my wife.
What did I do? Yes.
I blame my wife because she should be able to coach me up on these things, and she didn't. And, you know, I was really pissed. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, I had the lawyer on speed dial. I almost did it. I almost was, you know, but anyway, moving on. Keys to victory. Shout out Miss Finn's in the house. Mom as well. Adrian of the Rainy Day Podcast. Go subscribe to Rainy Day Pod. Go subscribe to Miss Finn's if you love Dolphins content.
Love her.
Everyone watch it. We appreciate everybody tuning in here. Sammy, I'm going to start with you, my man. What are your keys to a Dolphins victory today? How can the Dolphins get their second win on the season?
Well, when I look at it, you know, the defense for the Browns is basically a third defense overall. 7th in passing, 3rd in rushing, at under 80 yards rushing allowed. The Dolphins rushing is at 27 with 91 yards. You know, the weather is going to be rough. The Dolphins rushing the ball is basically will be a challenge. This is the kind of game that the Dolphins always lose against the elements when they have no running game. So if they can find a miracle just to find a way to do just to do enough to keep the defense honest and find a way for Tua to throw, because they at least are trying to run the ball, and by then it doesn't go 6 plays, consecutive plays passing the ball, the Dolphins might have a chance to keep the defense honest. They might have to win the game. So they have to keep running the ball even if they don't do anything, and try to make a big play or two and keep the game close at the end of the game, at least at a field goal or something like that, to try to win the game at the end. But it's going to be a challenge for sure.
Yeah, you're right on, man. Evan, your keys to a Dolphins victory. How can the Dolphins get their second win?
Stop the run. Ollie Gordon has to have the most rushing yards on this football team today in the weather type team that it is. And Tua can't throw any turnovers. It's as simple as that. Stop the run. Ollie Gordon needs to be your number one weapon today. And Tua can't throw the ball, or cannot be throwing the ball errantly. That's it. Simple as that. I'm talking seriously. Like, take away all the joking. Hello, guys. You might criticize the team, but I walk around like this. My license, I support this team. I just have no more faith in this team and with the leadership that they have. But if they want to win football games, Tua has to not throw the ball away. Ollie Gordon finally has to have a game. It's not the Divine A-Chan show today. It is the Ollie Gordon show today in this type of weather game. And they have to stop Deshaun Jenkins. That's it. Simple as that. Gabriel will not win this game. Jenkins is going to run. So if they can't stop Jenkins the way they couldn't stop Dowdle, the way they couldn't stop Vital, then the game's over before we even know it.
I'll say again, my first stopping the run the damn ball. I know it's going to be a boring game, but you got to run the ball, and you know we'll see with Ollie Gordon. I mean, there's a reason I love Ollie Gordon. I believe in Ollie Gordon. I'm really looking forward to seeing Ollie Gordon. But again, I find it surprising that he's not been integrated more. What's going on there? But I guess you got to trust them. Just run the damn ball, you know, and get H-in involved. Do what you got to do. Protect the football. I think Evan's right on the money there. Talk about turnovers or whatever. I'm with it as well. I got to protect the ball here. Protect the football. Do not give the Browns the game. This should be a winnable game. And then the main thing here, defensive dominance. There's no way you should allow stopping the run, and then there's no way you should lose to a Dylan Gabriel or a Shedeur Sanders. But again, I'm just going to be truly, faithfully honest. I bleed aqua and orange. I love this Miami Dolphins team. I want them to win. I just don't trust them to win. I don't trust them to do their jobs, because this team has not shown that. But if they got to win the game, defensive dominance, stopping the run the ball. I don't care who it is. Run that ball and then protect the ball. Do it. Tammy from Miami says the Browns can't score. Dolphins can't stop a nosebleed. I'm imagining it's more like watching an interpretive dance than a football game. Bad Bunny may use them as a backup dancers in the Super Bowl. Damn, Mom.
Tammy, who I love, every team that could not score. The Jets, the Panthers, the Dolphins have the way to let them score. It doesn't matter. This defense invites teams to score. They take, here you go, have a nice time. The parting of the Red Sea, here you go. That's what it is.
All right, Evan, I'm gonna stick with you on this one, man. You got the 1-5 Miami Dolphins taking on the 1-5 Cleveland Browns. Both coaches, at least in The fans' perspectives are on the hot seat. Do the Fins get the win today, and what is the final score?
Like every single person, if you go look at the number of people that are saying who's going to win this football game, if it would have been an even weathered game, I would probably say Dolphins have a slight chance. But the fact that it's raining, it's going to be a run game. Mike McDaniel will probably throw the ball because if it's raining, he'll throw the ball. If it's beautiful, he'll still throw the ball. He doesn't run the ball. He doesn't know how to run the ball. Doesn't care about running the ball, even though he got the job based on being a run game coordinator.
Yes.
The Dolphins will lose 17-13.
17 what?
13.
Interesting. Sammy?
20-9 Browns. I don't have any faith in the Dolphins. As long as you cannot stop the run, the Dolphins are not winning a game. Not today, not next
Deshaun
week.
Jenkins is going to have to. Whoever has Deshaun Jenkins in their fantasy is going to have a great game.
Yes.
That's what you want. If you want to win your fantasy week, if you want to win your fantasy week, you take every running back on the staff of the team that they're facing. So next week, who are they playing next week? Rashawn Robinson. Rashawn Robinson is going to run for 300 yards.
I saw someone that Dijon. I think it was Barry Jackson had jokes and saying that they play the Falcons to try to see Bijan Robinson break the NFL all-time record of rushing in one game.
Yeah, he'll run for 300 yards.
I want to say first off, I saw another Browns fan in here earlier. False Bandicoot says, as a Browns fan, you guys by 100. Good show, boys. First time watching. False, appreciate you tuning in, my man. Thank you for watching FTSN. Appreciate you.
Name, by the way. Great name.
Yeah, I love the name. False Bandicoot is awesome. Man, hit that subscribe button, brother. We don't just have, we don't just talk Dolphins on here. I know you're a Browns fan. We talk NFL. We talk college football. We got wrestling on here. We got everything here on FTSN. So
what about baseball? It's the baseball playoffs.
Baseball too. Oh, Jesus. We got baseball. We got it all, my man. It's a sports network.
Always plugging your shows.
Hit that subscribe button and enjoy. I'm working all the other shows too. We got fantasy sports. So, appreciate
I have Deshaun Robinson in my fantasy. So how hard is that for me? Next week the Dolphins playing the Falcons. I have Bijan. He's my top player. What do? Dolphins win or Bijan wins me fantasy for the week? Which one?
There goes Russ. Thank you, Evan.
There you go.
Whatever. Yeah, check out On Deck, the On Deck Baseball podcast on Wednesday nights with Russ and Evan, who's been coming in there talking playoff baseball.
I know nothing about baseball.
What a Terminator. Otani's a Terminator.
He only had 4 hits. He only had 4 hits before that game. Before that game, he was batting like something. He could not hit the ball. Until that game, he was struggling.
He's my favorite player. I love that guy, man.
He's disgusting. He's just disgusting. I'm a Braves fan. To me, he's disgusting. He's so good. He's so good. He's disgusting.
Tristan.
So was Mookie Betts. But did you see talk about baseball for a second? Can you believe Dave Roberts said, they say we're ruining baseball. Let's win 4 more so we can ruin baseball some more. Imagine a manager of a baseball team thinking we're here to ruin baseball.
I love it. Tristan, you Browns, Dolphins, who do you have and what's the final score?
Dolphins 13-21. Dolphins. 13-21 Dolphins.
21-13 Miami. Okay. There you go. That's a fair score.
No, is that a win? Who wins? Browns or Dolphins? I'm confused.
He
does what you do. He goes backwards. He's giving me the Browns would have. I'm confused.
Okay. Anyway, I got thank you, Tristan. You're good. You're relieved of your duties. Move on.
What's the final score?
Why don't you go back and rewatch it? 21-13. Go.
Thank you.
Dolphins
win.
Yeah, Tristan has Dolphins winning there.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Tristan. You're gonna be brokenhearted again.
Hey, I wrote down his picks this week because every time I go back to check on when he goes, Dad, what was the score in this one? I picked this one. He's always right, and I'm like, I gotta double check this now. So I'm writing it down.
He's gonna be the big link next year. So
yeah, he's gonna be in the pick. We'll have proof. Man, this is a winnable game. The Dolphins should win this football game. They should win this game. Talent-wise, all intents and purposes, everything, Miami should win this game. But I don't trust the Miami Dolphins. if Rico Dowdle could rush for 200 some odd yards, if a third stringer could rush for 150 some odd yards, Christian Jenkins is going to have his welcome to the NFL moment, I think, today. I don't trust him to stop the run. I don't trust him. Even if they got the lead, I don't trust them to hold it. They just can't. They don't get anything right. I just don't trust them. And that alone, Evan has it 17-13. I found it interesting because I got Brown 17-14 winning this football game today.
You believe Tua's going to throw 2 touchdowns?
Who said it was Tua throwing a touchdown?
But you think the Dolphins are Tua's going to allow his team to throw to score 2 touchdowns in a mud bowl? I'm having memories.
See, why do you say Tua when you should say you don't? You think Devon Aitchen's going to score 2 touchdowns? Yeah, I believe Devon Aitchen could score 2 touchdowns because that's the most reliable weapon, consistent weapon we have.
You know what my fear is today, and I'm going to tell you this right now. What's been my number one fear about Devon Aitchen and what Mike McDaniel is doing to Devon Aitchen? What's my number one fear? That he's going to get this kid hurt. And this is the type of game where you need to protect your best player. Don't overuse him. He's not the power back against his defense. Yeah.
No, stop it. Stop it.
Protect him from Mike McDaniel. Protect him from Mike McDaniel.
You're the one who threw Devon Aitchen in the trade rumors. You're the one. I know you were that guy, Andrew Gate, whatever, who was in the show yesterday, talking about he was overrated. You're that guy, okay? You're the one who hit. I know you're the sneaky guy that put in there. Devon Aitchen could be traded. I know what you want. Listen, first of all, this is.
I would trade Waddle.
This is the game where you use your best player. You run the damn ball. You get it done because of the weather, the way it may be. Look, I love Ollie Gordon. I want to see him used. I want to see him whatever. If the team continues to lose, you do that. You protect Aitchen. Fact of the matter is, we don't know why Ollie Gordon's not getting his opportunities. We don't know why Jalen Wright did it. We know Raheem Mostert, who was at the top of the league right behind Christian McCaffrey a couple of years, why he got benched. We heard what happened. So what's going on off the field that we don't know about? What I'm going to say, though, is that this is the game you get. If you want to win, you feature your best player, and your best player, your most consistent player is Devon Aitchen. Don't get him injured. This is the NFL. It's football. It's tackle football. I think you're so integrated watching flag football. You're like, let's not hurt them, boys. Play safe. Sit down, buddy. Bullshit. Get him in there. Play the damn game. What are we doing here? Win the ball game. Aitchen's our best player. You may not like this. Aitchen's our best player.
Mike McDaniel doesn't deserve.
I don't care. He's on our team. That's it.
He doesn't appreciate the guy. He doesn't appreciate him. He overuses him. In the wrong way. The wrong way. Bobby, straight question. Bobby, when he's first, he asked me, go football.
And you use him. That's what he's paid for. We pay him millions of dollars to play the game.
He's on a rookie contract. He doesn't get paid that much.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. He gets paid all that money to play. Why did we draft him?
Get
out of here.
Serious question. 1st and 10. If the ball's going up the middle. 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
2nd and 3.
Yeah.
I don't care how good Devon Aitchen is. Up the middle, not outside zone. Up the middle. Who do you give the ball to?
Devon Aitchen.
Up the middle.
Devon Aitchen.
Sammy, 3rd and 2, 2nd and 3. Up the middle, you need a first down. Who do you give the ball to? Up the middle.
Ollie Gordon. I will give it to you.
Thank you.
It's easy to say Ollie Gordon. We don't know what's up with Ollie Gordon. I love Ollie Gordon. I've been banging the table for Ollie Gordon since. But you don't just say Ollie Gordon because we don't know what the hell Ollie Gordon is doing other than because he's not playing in the games. We don't know. Oh, put in Ollie Gordon. But, Evan, do you watch him in practice? Do we watch him in the locker room? Do we know what's going on? Why is he not playing? We don't know. So stop saying Ollie Gordon like we know what he's going to do. We don't know what he's going to do. We know what Aitchen's going to do. Put in. If you should have asked me, Bobby, do you do it with Devon Aitchen or Alec Ingold? I'd say Alec Ingold because I know Alec Ingold. I know what he can do. I don't know what Ollie Gordon is doing to not be able to play in games or get the consistent touches.
Fair.
I know what Devon Aitchen can do.
Yeah, but isn't it ironic that the last 2 picks before Devon Aitchen that you drafted aren't being successful here? That's it. On the run game coordinator level, you only rely on one guy. How about next man up? Vital Akin, Rico Dowdle. How come all the backups show up on all these games against our team, but he doesn't seem to want to use it by committee? He only wants to use one player. And by the way,
it's not about wanting to. I don't think it's about wanting to use one player. Miami has used 2 picks on. No, Ollie Gordon and Chris Brown, Jalen Wright. Whenever they want to have a running back community, but why are they not? Maybe because they're seeing what we're not. What's the what? Why are we arguing this?
Our wonderful head coach, our phenomenal head coach evaluator talent is the reason why Ollie Gordon's not playing. So don't give me that crap on Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon, Jalen Wright, every player that comes through this team, if the guy, when I walk in, if I see that guy is my leader, I'm not going to be successful much either. Devon Achane is the
what's Devon Achane's excuse?
He's just amazing. Because he's phenomenal.
But if Ollie Gordon was amazing and not, you'd be like, why is he? He's playing too much. No, they should be throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. What did they do?
No.
Like, come on.
No.
One guy successful.
Can you do me a favor?
We shouldn't play.
Could you do me a favor? Can you look at Bobby for the post game show? Can one of you look? Can you actually look, Bobby, for the post game show? What is our record in the last 2 years when Devon Achane has been our leader in receiving and rushing? I'm curious what our record is. I guarantee it's not a winning record.
Yeah, it's Devon Achane's fault, guys. Breaking news. It's Devon Achane's fault that the Dolphins suck. It's the Dolphins. It's Devon Achane's fault that we have Chris Greer as GM. It's Devon Achane's fault that Mike McDaniel's our head coach. It's Devon Achane's fault that Tua can't stay healthy. And when he's healthy, he's so damn inconsistent, he can't win a football game or throw them.
No.
It's Devon Achane.
Devon Achane, no. Because if you use Devon Achane in the right moments, in the right spot, and spread the ball around, I guarantee you, in the games where we lost, where he went out of bounds, those kind of things, if Devon Achane is not overused and you use him more strategically as the gadget player that he is, he is the best player on this football team. Let me finish my point. Let me get my point across. Yes. Too bad. Devon Achane is the best player on this football team. You hear?
Say it again. The people in the back can hear you.
He's the best player on this football team. He's the best player on the football team. But let me explain to you. Because he's a smaller back and he's a speed back and he's a gadget type of player who can do amazing things like a Saquon Barkley, my point is in this season, the way the season is going, if you continually go to him like they did in the Carolina game and they figured it out, and last week, yes, he manufactures it on his own. But if you actually spread the ball around and give it to other players, Devon Achane is going to be open more.
Whose job is it to spread the ball around? Whose job is it to spread the ball around?
The quarterback.
There you go. That's it.
I blame the quarterback. I've had my heart on Tua. He overuses Devon Achane. Devon Achane is his safety net, and that's the problem with this football team. One player is not your only player.
So it's not Devon Achane. It's Tua.
No, he's the best. Devon Achane is the best, but they're overusing him in the wrong way. That's what I'm trying to say. He's a protector for Tua Tagovailoa. The problem is that if you actually utilize it in the way that he was drafted and as a star talent in the back, I think he's our best receiver. I actually think he's our best receiver right now on the field. He's better than Waddle. He's better than Waller. I think the catches he makes, the way he plays, he's the best player on this team by a country mile. I think he's an all-pro this year. The problem is that you're overutilizing him, and my fear is that he's going to get injured. My fear is that he is going to one day, something bad's going to happen to him because you're overusing him. You're overusing him.
Sammy, your response very quick, and we'll get.
No, I was just taking a note to get I had to make sure to bring my referee shirt for next Sunday's show.
There you go.
I have a referee shirt. I had to find it to bring it to it. See, if it's not gonna be in the middle, that would be nice.
It's not even post game. We're fired up, bro. We are fired up.
What's the question, Bobby? After that long take, what's the question, Bobby?
No, just look. I just want to say. Look, I understand. I want to see when Ollie go. I was all banging the table for Ollie. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I knew we should have drafted Scatterbo." Okay, look. Again, we see the Chop Robinsons of the world struggling. Jonah Savannah. A lot of people, Jonah Savannah is a bust. Let's slow that roll down for a second. He's in his rookie year. He's in a position that he's never played. He's at left guard. He should be a right tackle or a right guard. If you move him over to left guard, he's trying to adjust and whatever. Give him time. Let the kid grow. However, I will say, though, to the guys who are struggling, the younger guys or whatever, look at this team. Look at the structure of this team. It's broken. The foundation of this team is cracked. It's not just on the field, it's off the field. I can't judge an Ollie Gordon or Jonah Savannah or Kenneth Grant or any of those guys yet because of what this team is doing. I could say, though, I could judge Patrick Paul, who, despite everything that's going on around him, is being successful this year. He has a tough matchup today, but so far this season, Patrick Paul, it looks like a home run right now. So I could judge that, but I can't judge the guys who are struggling because what are they struggling in? I understand. Yes, in a perfect world, if Ollie Gordon is doing his job in practice or not, whatever, yes, he should be having his hands on the ball. Yes, on 3rd and short, he should be running the ball. Yes, we should have a power back running the ball. I was saying we should have been all over when people were going at me for Derrick Henry. When I was saying Miami should go after Derrick Henry, we shouldn't. We got the worst offensive line. This is why you go get a guy like that. You get a power back. Ollie Gordon should be running the ball, but we don't know what's going on in practice. We don't know what's going on off the field. We don't understand. We don't see it. Yes, in a perfect, and that's the case, put in Jeff Wilson. Have Jeff Wilson run the 3 and 2s. If you don't trust Ollie Gordon to do it, or Jalen Wright apparently, then put in Jeff Wilson. Problem is, we don't know what we have in this. We know what we have in Devon Achane. And Achane, despite the whole team struggling, the drama between Mike McDaniel and Tua, all this one is still the best player you have on this football team. And if he is the best player you've got, just like we used Tyreek Hill, and it was always Tyreek Hill, it's going to be Devon Achane. Devon Achane gives you your best chance to win. Yes. That's it. We wouldn't score those touchdowns without Devon Achane. The touchdowns Miami has had. Evan's not wrong. We should be running the ball with a big back, and he knows that. But do we know if those guys are the backs to do it? What's going on? That's my thing. It's easy to say that, but we don't know what's the back end of that. What's your response to that part of that debate?
Basically, Devon Achane for sure is the best player on the team. I would love to see if there's some way Mike McDaniel can have them both on the field and use, because Ollie Gordon so far has catched the ball really well also. So, but Mike McDaniel, I agree mostly with what you're saying, but what frustrates me is the way that sometimes he believes too much or is too stubborn on what Achane can do, that he basically says, I'm going to keep doing the same thing over and over. I'm going to keep making the same play call to run the ball, whatever side up the middle with Achane, because he feels like he can break a huge run and basically change the game. It happened last week against the Chargers, where he run basically Achane to get a 40-yard touchdown, and he knows he has a weapon. But Achane for sure is the best player in the team. Sometimes I'm not feeling good about the way my McDaniel used him, but sometimes he's proven right when Devon Achane find a way to break a 40-yard touchdown. But for me, sometimes it gets too stubborn in his ways about keep calling the same plays for Devon Achane, and he has so many huge losses behind the line of scrimmage because basically the offense knows which way the game is coming, which way they run the ball, either because they're telegraphed to well the plays, or because the offensive line basically sucks and Devon Achane is the best thing he can do. I would imagine how good Devon Achane will be with an offensive line like the Philadelphia Eagles or the Detroit Lions. He will be a beast, but so far not right now, they have to find a way to get more creative with for sure is the best player on the team because the Devon Achane by far right now with Tyreek Hill out is the best player in the Miami Dolphins.
All right, there you go. So just to wrap it up in regards of predictions, Sammy has it 20-9 Browns. Evan 17-13 Cleveland. I have it 17-14 Cleveland. We're going to go ahead and get ready again. Evan and I, the FT Fins Talk post-game show live 8:30 tonight. And we'll go from there. Sammy, you're always welcomed. I know you got your thing, but I'm sure you will come if you can. But so win, lose, or draw, we will be here. If Devon Achane has 10-yard carry, 10 yards rushing, and injured, I know I'm going to hear back from Evan. But again,
let's hope he doesn't get injured because you're not going to ever hear the end of that because Evan's going to pound you like there's no tomorrow if Achane gets injured today.
We got be a louder show for that one. Evan, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up before we get into post game after the game?
Let's go Dolphins, even though I have zero faith in this. Like I'm telling you, this game, I just have this memory of this. Bobby, you were at that game. The ball flipping out of Tua's hands in the wet bowl in Tennessee.
Oh,
I just have a feeling that's going to happen again. I think Tua's going to fumble that ball wherever he goes. He better be behind center most of the game. Because if he tries to play the game where they're going to be, I have a weird feeling about this game. I think Myles Garrett is going to basically sit on Tua's head. It's going to be a disaster today. I really think it's going to be a bloodfest today. I think that defense is going to completely throttle the Dolphins' offense again today. It's not, I think we might run for negative yards. There you go.
Sammy, final thoughts?
It's basically a broken record by now, but this fan base, this Fins Nation, last weekend on fan weekend,
I'd run the ball the whole time.
So many.
I would
great
just run it.
Oh, sure, why not? Let's what run is not a bad option, but
Run the ball.
He's that's what he's gonna say during the Dolphins game. Run the ball. He's watching flag football. First of all, look at his face. This is what I had during the Carolina game. We're 2 minutes into the game. The game's over. We gotta leave. I'm like, dude, the game just started. Chill. He's watching kids football. Wait, everybody.
40
let's hear this
by the Panthers, right?
Let's hear this. Hold on.
It's 12:31. End the game. Run the ball. I gotta go.
So anyway, he's watching his kids play football. Run the ball. We will. What's wrong with you? Why are you yelling at us?
No, I'll tell you what's happening. My son's team is winning. We have to go. And instead of killing the clock, the quarterback decided to run the ball and threw an interception. Perfect Tua play. Literally just pulled a Tua. Literally. They're might lose the game because they're going to throw the ball and running the ball.
Run the ball!
The coach. No, I was yelling at the quarterback. I was yelling at the quarterback who's an older kid. Like 15 years old.
But it's so funny because Sammy's giving his thoughts and you're like, run the ball. He's like, yeah, okay, we'll run the ball. Run the ball. All right. What's wrong with you?
He's looking at the game saying, start turning the ball over.
It's like, damn. We're not even watching the game yet. Sammy, go ahead. Finish your thoughts, man.
Show us the game. Flip the camera over. We want to see the game. We want to see.
Yeah, that's right.
Again, last week, this fan base deserves a win. Give me a second, Evan, to finish my thought. Just I'm gonna be very short. This fan base deserves a win. Last week was fan weekend, fan club weekend. So many great fans. I had the opportunity to meet so many great fans who love this team. Who like Evan today, win or lose, even a 5-1, wear the aqua and orange. We deserve a win. We deserve a winning franchise. It's really frustrating. They're gonna be a long season to debate to talk about what needs to be done, but as of today, it will be great to win the game because this fan base deserves it. We need it. I don't think it's gonna happen if you ask me right now. But hopefully they can find a way to win the game today. It will be in a lot.
There you go. That is. We'll wrap it up there. I want to thank everybody who tuned in to the show. Thank you all to everyone who's new to the Browns fans, Dolphin fans, those who just joined us. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Do not forget, you can follow us on Fins Talk Network on X. You can follow Sammy on Fins TV on X as well. And for our special handles, you can follow the entertaining, as always, the incomparable Fins Stanza at Fins Stanza on X. As you can see, he is what you see is what you get. Look at him at his child's game right now. Look at that face. Imagine that as a Dolphins. You can follow Finstanza on X at Finstanza. You can follow me at Bobby Finsock and Sammy at FinSammy. Again, shout out to Adrian and the Rainy Day Podcast. You love anything Miami, go check out the Rainy Day Pod. Wrestling, Rainy Day Pod. Miss Fins, if you love Fins content daily in the mornings, go check out Miss Fins. To the Brown fans that joined us today, we appreciate you guys coming on. Make sure you do hit that subscription button as well. If you love any sports, stick with us here. And join us at postgame. Let us know if you win or lose. Come on in. Let's talk about it. We'll appreciate you guys joining us. We are about 25 minutes away from game time. That's Fin Sammy. That's Fin Stanza. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Like and subscribe. And Dolphin fans, most importantly, win, lose, or draw. I know it's hard to say, especially at 1-5, possibly 1-6. God forbid. Fins up. We appreciate you guys.
Fins up.